In 1985, while polio was paralyzing 1,000 children a day, Rotary International committed to a goal of ending polio worldwide. Very soon now, after immunizing over 2 billion children, the goal will be achieved. Eradicating polio worldwide, that is humanity in motion. That is Rotary.
Welcome, friends, to Victory Lane with Christian Potts. Well, this weekend saw Tiger Woods get back in the victory lane of his sport on the PGA Tour. Another great champion getting back there as well, the three-time Sprint Cup champion, Jimmie Johnson, winning the race at Martinsville. We had what could have been a little controversy late in the race. Last few laps, Johnson running second behind Denny Hamlin, got into turn 3 underneath Hamlin, pushed him out of the way a little bit. Johnson gets the lead, wins the race. Hamlin didn't wreck, he still finished second. Maybe that's the reason both guys were still talking pretty nice about it after the race.
Honestly, if I was in, with 15 to go, I'd rather be in second than first because I'm going to move the guy out the way. And then, unfortunately, the way he did it, unfortunately for me, it got us way up high to where I couldn't get back to him. It would have been great had it just got us up a little bit. Then I could have done the same thing in the next corner. But he was smart about it. He got us up high enough to where we got trash on our tires, and I was done after that.
I just patiently worked away at him and got in an area where I could try to outbrake him and get position into turn 3. And I got in there alongside of him, and he kept coming down to go to the inside line, and we made some contact, and both of us, I think I went up over the curb, and we're both sideways. Unfortunately, nobody tore anything up, but just a close moment, and I think it is really just tough, good hard short track racing.
Martinsville was also kind for Stewart Haas Racing this week. Tony Stewart has had a pretty solid season anyway this year, but he had his best run of the season in Martinsville, finishing 3rd place. His teammate Ryan Newman has not had as good a year, but he had far and away his best effort of the year, finishing in 6th. Of course, Stewart, many more responsibilities as a co-owner on the team. He's happy with the direction things are going for both cars.
We're really proud of our day. We're inching up closer. We're not quite exactly where we want to be yet, but 6 weeks into it, I'm pretty proud of where we're at. I felt like we had an awesome day as an organization today. Was proud of our guys. They had good pit stops all day. I think we only had one pit stop that we were off a little bit, and we were able to get that track position back, and they really fired off a stop at the end that I think got us out 4th or 5th or something. So that's what it took to stay up there at the end. Everybody's got their cars pretty good and pretty dialed in at the end of the race there, so getting that track position was important.
Well, when I was growing up, really started watching racing back in the 1980s. Loved the NASCAR guys, good old boys, Darrell Waltrip, Cale Yarborough, Bill Elliott, guys like that. But I also followed IndyCar for sure. I can tell you how Tom Sneva was doing that week, Mario Andretti, Danny Sullivan doing that 360 and then going on to win the race at Indy. It was sort of like the difference between college basketball and pro basketball. It's the same basic idea, but things are really done a lot differently, with the difference, of course, between stock cars and open wheel cars being a lot like that. Well, the IndyCar series gets back underway this weekend. You wonder how many people really care. NASCAR really just pulling away in popularity the last 15 years or so. The split off in 1995 and 1996 of the Indy Racing League hurt things a lot. Remember that 1996 Indy 500, after all the top open wheel drivers were basically left out of it. But as you look back on it years later, there were some good drivers in that field. Buddy Lazier went on, won a couple of championships after that. There was a rookie in that field named Tony Stewart, who we've all gotten to know as well. I'll be honest, last season I paid a little more attention to IndyCar racing. Danica Patrick got her first win. We saw Scott Dixon, the Australian, we didn't really know a whole lot about, but did a great job really throughout the whole season in winning that title. Dario Franchitti, a guy who took a couple of years away from the series to run in NASCAR, back in the open wheel series this year. I don't know if I'll follow it as closely as I do NASCAR, but I think that series is certainly going in the right direction. Well, Jeff Gordon extended his points lead this weekend. He still hasn't won a race for nearly a year and a half, but he's certainly on track maybe for a 5th championship with his consistency. That's all for this week's show. We look forward to seeing you back here next week in Victory Lane with Christian Potts.